Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Realtor Nation Podcast, Episode 3. My name is Ian Hoover, and I am the host of this podcast, and I'm very excited to bring to you, the Realtor Nation, a show that will help you improve your business. My goal is to bring you some of the most successful agents in the business and ask them the questions that everybody wants to know. 87% of real estate professionals fail. It's time to change that. The agents I'm interviewing have not only succeeded, but they are truly some of the most talented agents in our business. Today I am with the one, the only, Gina Giampietro. Before I get started with her, I'd like to talk about her impressive resume. She's been in the business for over 16 years. She's in the RE/MAX Hall of Fame. And in 2016, her and her team sold over $37 million, and she was in the Diamond Club. So without further ado, I'm very excited to bring to you Gina Giampietro. Welcome, Gina.
Hi, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So I'd like to start with you talking about your journey to selling $37 million in real estate.
My journey?
Yeah.
It's been a ride.
That's good.
I don't know. When I first started, this was not my career. I was just doing it to purchase my own homes, my own rentals, my own flips. Found a lot of realtors that lie, cheat, not good, don't do their job, don't cross the T's, dot their I's. And I said, how hard can this be? And here I am today.
So what did you do before you got into real estate?
Oh, I did a little bit of everything. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I had pizza shops, and I had bars and restaurants and hair salons. And
I was going to say,
cleaning companies, anything and everything you could think of, I did.
When I did a little digging on you, I found your license to do cosmetics. That's pretty cool.
I still have a salon.
Do you?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
In Moon now.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Look at that. The first question I have for you is I want to start with, what is your favorite thing about our business?
That's a tough question. It's probably still just finding people the perfect home.
Really?
Yeah.
You still like showing homes after all these years, huh?
Well, yeah. But at the same time, when you list them, you're still finding somebody the perfect home. You know, presenting it right, putting it out on the internet, seeing how happy they are at the closing table that they purchased their home.
I like it. Okay. And I think you might have already touched on this, but what's your least favorite thing about the business?
Paperwork.
Oh, okay. Maybe you didn't touch on it. Paperwork. I like it. Okay.
Too much paperwork.
Yeah. No, I'm totally in agreement there. I really do not like all the paperwork. So, in our industry, 87% of real estate agents fail. Why do you think that is?
They don't want to come to work. They don't want to do what it takes. Everybody thinks that this is an easy job. You're just going to go in and the phone's going to ring and you're going to sell a house. Wrong. Wrong. Big wrong. If that was the case, everybody would be doing it.
Right.
And people always say, well, why does the average agent only do 10 transactions a year or less? Because they don't come to work. It's called pick up the phone, meet people, service your clients, do the grunt work that you need to do to get where you're going. And a lot of agents will have a good year, and then they're like, oh, it'll just come to me. And then they have a really bad year, and then it gets worse and worse, and they leave the business. The average agent's licensed 3 years? And then they're out of the business?
Under 3 years, and then 87% fail by the 5-year mark, according to NAR. Okay. So what advice would you give to somebody who's a solid agent now and wants to start a team?
Run. Did I say that out loud? You got to have patience.
Okay.
You got to find the right people. You got to find the right culture. Because if you don't, you're just going to have turnover all the time.
Very nice. So how long have you had a team for?
I think 5 years now. 5 or 6 years that we've been a team.
How many hours a week does it take to sell $37 million?
I work about 70 hours a week.
70? That's good.
With 2 full-time assistants.
So you work a lot, is that what you're saying?
I do work a lot.
Okay.
Because it's not 9 to 5, and that's where a lot of these agents, this is where they think it's a 9 to 5 job. It's not. People who have money to purchase a home are working. But you've got to be there at 9 to 5 to get on the phone, make the calls, do the paperwork, gather all the information, be ready to go. People are negotiating offers 10 o'clock at night, sending you emails going, I have to get this offer accepted. You have to take the calls. Now that you can put structure to it, like my phone says, don't. If it's after 8 p.m., I'll call you the next business day. And I may or may not return your call that night. But in the most part, you've got to be available 7 days a week.
Yep, I've definitely learned that. It's not a 5-day a week, 9 to 5 job, that's for sure. No. So let's talk a little bit about your team. What was the reason behind starting a team?
I can't be everywhere.
There's only
my
one
systems can be.
Okay. Systems can be. I like that. How is your team structured?
What do you mean structured?
Like do you have
buyers,
assistants,
agents, listing
buyers?
agent? Okay.
Yeah.
So I have 2 full-time assistants. One that does nothing but listing coordination. One that does closing, contract to close. So it's closing coordinator. Then I have buyers agents that are underneath me. As a buyer agent proves that they have what it takes, I move them into listing agents.
Okay, so they kind of have to get in and show themselves a little bit, and then you move them up.
Well, yeah, because you don't know how to list a house or price a house until you've shown enough houses that were priced wrong or priced right.
So what do you mean? You can't just pass your real estate license and list a house for sale?
Well, you can. A lot of people do. And that's why there's so many expireds on the end. The 67% of the homes expire.
It's amazing.
Because they had the wrong price, they had the wrong agent, they had the wrong advertising, they had a combination of all of them, or the agent who's new doesn't want to show what the market data is and make the person understand where the market is. I will walk right out of a listing appointment.
Why?
Because I'm not going to spend my hard-earned money for somebody that's not going to sell and doesn't want to be reasonable. Clients have nothing to lose. Agents do. Time and money. If we can't come to an agreement on value versus condition, then I'd rather turn you down than let you down.
I like that.
And walk away.
I bet you probably get a lot of that business on the back end after the agent they choose doesn't sell the property.
Many, many times.
How much money do you spend on the average listing?
Ooh, I don't know. My average budget for the year for advertising is $222,000.
Holy cow.
So that's all the marketing and the lead generation and all that combined. But the average listing will probably cost somebody, to do it right, about $1,500 to $1,800 a listing.
So the thing I hear all the time in our business is you have to spend money to make money. What's the best free way that you make money?
10 years ago, I could tell you a lot of free ways to make money. Now, everybody's got their hand in the pot. But still, door knocking.
Door knocking.
Door knocking.
So you see like a for sale by owner and you just go knock on the door or what?
Correct.
Okay.
Or just knock on doors. Get a farm. Don't mail it. Walk it. Learn who the people are in the neighborhood. Learn the market data. Sit with your broker and learn what the stats are of that area. That's all free. Calling all your friends and family and letting them know what you do. That's free. Sitting open houses for other agents. I don't know if I actually recommend that. I say that because that's what you're supposed to do, but the statistics show you're not going to get a buyer or a seller out of it. But if you do the open house right, which is knock on everybody's door around it 2 days before the open house, you might pick up a seller that way. They're not going to walk through the door. But you can do things for other agents to help you.
Now, I know you spend some money in radio and TV. What's the best return on investment that you get out of
radio?
Radio.
Radio.
Really?
Love it.
Okay. I like your TV with Barbara Corcoran, too. Is that something that you regret doing, or do you?
No, I don't regret doing. It just costs so much to be on cable that the spots that I'm on probably could see a lot more return, but the cost to go to that slot on TV is just astronomical. But it does give me credibility. They hear me on the radio, they see me with Barbara, they go to Zillow, they see all my reviews, they see how many houses I sell, and it's kind of all just works together.
It all ties in together.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's hard to believe that you ever struggled in our business, but I'm sure that you had some times where you did. Can you remember a time when you did and tell us how you got out of it?
Yeah. Okay. So way back in the beginning, I was only with a company for 3 days when we were told to pack up. We were going to start Keller Williams. And I was like, well, I don't know any better, so I've only been in business 3 days. And I remember when that branched off to another company and we kind of had loyalty to the broker and we went with them. And the pain that we felt because of the no name trying to restart again just made me realize that, hold on, I'm not big enough to be just jumping companies just yet. So I had to revert back.
Gotcha.
Lick my wounds and understand it. I was nobody then.
So you had your own brokerage at one point in time. Why did you move on to just being a team?
There's a lot of people have a lot of strengths and weaknesses. My strength is selling. My strength is building relationships and maintaining them. My strength was not managing a bunch of people that didn't want to work because it drove me crazy. They could come in my office, complain they don't have any business. I teach them what to do, structure it for them. They do it for a month, and I was just tired of that. And where I can, if you're on my team, I can manage what you're doing.
Okay. What does a day in the life of Gina look like from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep?
Running.
Running.
Chaotic mess, like today. Had to take pictures of a house this morning at 9 a.m. Had to come meet with you. I'm leaving here and meeting with a photographer at another house in Upper St. Clair. Running across town to go list another house. Then I have a conference call at 2 o'clock. Then I have to list another house at 4 o'clock. Then I have to take my daughter to gymnastics at 7 o'clock. Run.
And how many emails do you get a day?
I look at my email. I try every 15 to 30 minutes unless I'm on an appointment. And every time I look at it, it has at least 30.
Wow. How do you keep up with it?
I filter what's important and leave the rest for the end of the day.
I like it. Okay, and then you kind of catch up at night once you settle down and everything calms down a little bit?
Right.
Okay.
Because a lot of it's just reading emails, staying in what's going on in the transactions. Nothing you have to do. And those are the ones I just bypass all day long.
Especially when you have a transaction coordinator, right?
Correct. And if it's that important, I forward it to her.
There you go. So what are your thoughts on technology and how it's affecting our business?
It's destroying our business.
Why do you say that?
Because people don't know what to do with the information that they have. They think it empowers them, it makes them weak. They have no idea what they're looking at. They have no idea how to decipher it, but they think they do. So many times in a day, people will say, well, I really like this house, but the assessed value is this. Really? Because that's what your taxes are based on. I don't know about value. I didn't know the government was, or the city of Pittsburgh was putting value to homes, and that's what they would sell for. So I think it just gives people knowledge that they don't even know what to do with. And then when you try to help them and you try to decipher it, they push back and say they know more than you. And you're like, I didn't know if you read that you had a heart disease, you still were going to tell the doctor how to do what he needed to do to you. So I think, years ago when I was in the business, there was the book. You had to come in and look at the book. I'm aging myself.
I've seen that book.
Right. Then we went to the green and white paper DOS. We're like, woohoo, we can print it. Then we went to the internet. We had one photo. I was doing backflips. I was just talking to an agent about this yesterday. He's only been in the business 7 years, so he doesn't understand this. But 10 years ago, I said, if we don't stop this technology now, it's going to hurt us. And here we are.
I like it. Most people say technology is helping the business.
They think it is, but it's not.
How important is goal setting to you?
Number one. Has to be there. Because if you don't have a goal, what are you working for? If you don't have a why, what are you doing? You got to know where you're going.
You do. You definitely do. I'm a big fan of goal setting, and I've always set my goals, and it helps me obtain better numbers at the end of the day. Everybody has a mentor. I happen to be partners with my mentor now, which I'm very excited about. Who is your mentor?